Hello, everyone. I all hope you had a very, very wonderful, great day and a very, very blessed morning and a wonderful morning indeed, guys. As you can see, guys, today it's extremely, very much quietly, superly hot, as you can exactly see for yourself as well. But nevertheless, guys, I'm exactly here in order to shoot more episodes about powerful supervillains, ancient threats and forces of evil, and powerful dark magic users, warlords, commanders, supervillains, and new and old and also relatively new enemies and new adversaries and new villains as well who also resurfaced. Nevertheless, guys, I'm superly grateful for you guys in viewing and watching my episodes from TikTok, from shorts, and from long videos as well. Keep supporting me, keep viewing, and keep liking and subscribing as much as you can as well. It would totally really mean a lot to me as well. But nevertheless, guys, I'm so superly grateful for your support in viewing and watching my episodes from TikTok, shorts, and also from long videos as well, and especially from YouTube as well. May you all have a blessed, wonderful day, and may God look after you and take care of you with everything with all his power and might as well. On today's episode, we're to speak about an ancient, dark, powerful magic user known as Dark Rann, who is a supervillain and a member of the Order of the Five that decides the fate of humanity, that wants to have sole control over the known universe and over the rest of the sacred world and over the rest of the sacred world and over the rest of the sacred universe as well, in the process to further their plans for sole control over humanity and the rest of the known universe and the rest of sacred existence, so they can also remain the sole dominant rulers of the cosmos as well. Let's exactly begin. In Dog Rann's ancient life, he was revered and known throughout the Four Nation Hunters history as a powerful, dark, mysterious magic user who used his dark magic powers and ability to decimate an entire army of the Four Nation Hunters across the magical worlds, who the Four Nation Hunters were gratefully sent the Four Nation Hunter elders gratefully sent the Four Nation Hunter descendants of the powerful, formidable generation in order to defend the magical schools of the fairies, witches, wizards, druids, magical Four Nation Hunters, and powerful magical fairy hunters and witch hunters as well. In a process, Dark Rann and his followers of dark magic users, known as the Dark Druids, Dark Witches, and Dark Faithful, besieged the entire magic schools with their dark magic powers and their ability, literally creating this total destruction and a total war for good and evil, and also for magical beings and magical creatures and magical forces alike, well, which began to create a ripple friction among the magical species, and among the magical races, which the magical races and species began fighting amongst themselves as well. Dark Rann exactly remained on top of his dark magical crystal, levitating on top of the magical schools as he watched his followers decimate the entire magical schools and worlds and planets in the process, while the Four Nation Hunters exactly intervening in just an nick of time to saving the inhabitants before they were completely wiped out and completely annihilated and completely destroyed, regardless of the lives of his plan to destroy the magical schools and everything else, and also to obtain and extract the magical powers of the schools. Dark Rann exactly retreated to his central headquarters of his base of his operation, known as his dark magical dark world and planet, which is quietly hidden and protected by a dark magical barrier within the dark magical worlds planet. There's a powerful power core in the middle of the planet, where the dark magic users in Dark Rann began to secretly meditating and focusing their power and their abilities straightly into the dark core's power, in order to absorb its power and its full power as well. Underneath the dark planet's surface, Dark Rann exactly continued to infusing himself with unlimited power of shadow energy, which also granted him the power of hypnosis, the power of fully hypnotizing his captives his captive prisoners, and also his forces, and also the obstacles that dare exactly attack him, making him gratefully indestructible and also very powerful and very deadly as well, and also granting him the power of true immortality and a power of super speed and a power of super thought and mind controlling and telekinesis, and granted the power of converging and granted the power of converging, infusing, combining science with dark magic at will, and the very, very powerful ability, dark ability of teleportation himself at will. During at that time, Dark Ren exactly remained within his home dark world and planet at the center or at the center of the Dark Crystal Temple, where he was able to exactly remaining into keeping him very much highly concealed. During at that time, he was approached by Master Shadow, who exactly offered him a very, very powerful proposition, who exactly offered him a higher place within his ancient secret society known as the Order of the Five. Dark Ren exactly asked Master Shadow what is he willing to benefit by joining forces with other powerful ancient villains and super criminals who are also aiding themselves on a very powerful goal. Master Shadow exactly told Dark Ren that with the resources of the organization and of the society, he can exactly utilize them to whatever way he sees fit, and we can also utilize his organization, or also we can also utilize his resources for their ultimate goals and plans to make sure the organization's goals and plans successfully bear fruit for their long-term plan to controlling the sacred world and the sacred universe, then the known worlds and the magical schools and planets, and then after that, planet Earth and the rest of mankind will remain under their sole control, placing them the sole dominant rulers of the cosmos. Dark Grand was very reluctantly surprised and very intrigued at the proposition, and he gladly accepted it and told Master Shadow that he would be very happily to join forces with the members of the Order of the Five. And Master Shadow told Dark Red that hereby out, they are hereby associate and members of each other's goals, respective goals, and respective missions, and that the organization's goals and the secret society's goals always come first. Darkran exactly showed complete devotion and total loyalty to the organization and as well to the secret society, and he reassured Master Shadow that he'll do whatever it takes to make sure the Order of the Five's goals and the ancient secret society's goals come first, and that after that his goals will also successfully bear fruit as well, as long as he will benefit from helping the members of the Order of the Five. Since he's such a member himself as well. On the ninth of January, the members of the Order of the Five, the members of the Order of the Five were quietly summoned through a video audience when one of the Dark Druids exactly reported a very powerful, compatible stolen technology that the Universal Heroes were able to disrupt the transportation teleportation system. The Goddess of Life exactly reassured the Dark Druid that everything is going according to plan, the way it's supposed to be, and it will go the way it's supposed to be, because it will receive more destructive and more compatible technology that will destroy the Universal Heroes and put an end to them one way or another. And Darkren was quietly present during the video audience as well. On the 15th of January, the Shadow Empire warlord held up a video audience with the members of the Order of the Five on his secret base, where he was able to speak with the members of the Order of the Five during the video conference, where the members of the Order of the Five were all heading. They all exactly held up a shadow hologram, all hold up a shadowy dark figuring holographic hologram in order to conceal their dark identities, in order to conceal their identities from the operatives, and to conceal their identities from the operatives and from anyone else. They are also working in close proximity. Dahlgren was quietly present during the video audience at that time as well. On the 15th of January, the Shadow Empire warlord and commander exactly told the members of the Order of the Five that the technology that they were able to supply from was disrupted due to the interference of the Universal Heroes, who kept thwarting their operation and their successful long-term plans as well in the process. Regardless of the less, exactly, Golden Knight exactly reassured the Shadow Empire warlord that everything is going according to plan, the way it's supposed to be, and things are exactly taking place the way it's supposed to be. Soon enough, they will destroy and wipe out the Universal Heroes with more powerful, compatible technology as well. And Darkran was present during the video audience on that time as well. On the 9th of February, the members of the Order of the Five were summoned on another video audience when Stillface is the group's enforcer, exactly told him that he couldn't exactly able to recover a single vial of pure and uncontaminated shadow energy due to the interference of the Universal Heroes thwarting his plans and his goals, thwarting the operations plans and destroying the surviving shipment that he was about to successfully recover as well on that time. He also informed the members of the Order of the Five that the original death of the original Lord of Magic has died and that it has created a power vacuum within the Shadow Empire. Regardless of the other result, Dark Fox or whatever Shadow Fox exactly reassured the enforcer that everything is going according to plan and that the interference of the Universal Heroes will be dealt with severity consequences and that they will never underestimate their abilities in literally thwarting their plans and that their interference is now enemy action that must be taken seriously, given the fact that they've gratefully jeopardizing their long-term plans and goals as well. Dark Rann was quietly present during the video audience as well at that time. On the 20th of February, after another power vacuum within the 15th of February, began to exactly re-emerge again due to the disappearance of the Universal Heroes fighting another ancient evil force of evil from the other side of the sacred system sector on the other known sector of space, on the other side of the known sector space of the universe. This time the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders definitely formed their own formidable factions, while the others exactly saw their allegiances to the new Lord of Magic and to his new secret society, while the others exactly continue supplying the ancient groups of supervillains with more destructive and more compatible technology, while the others still exactly join forces with Shadow Boy and his resistance front, and the others still saw only allegiances to themselves, and the others still remain allies to the other ancient groups of supervillains and to the other ancient secret societies as well at the time. On the 20th of February, Blacksport exactly held up a video audience with the members of the Order of the Five, where he told the members of the Order of the Five that everything else has been successfully arranged the way it's supposed to be. Now things can finally begin taking place the way they intended to be. And Dark Rann was correctly present in the video audience as well as Master Shadow exactly told Blackspot that his efficiency and his great quick thinking was exactly what needed to happen in order for the next phase to begin taking place as well. On the 15th of March, the members of the Order of the Five held up another video audience when Stillface and another supervillain exactly presented the members of the Order of the Five with a powerful dark crystal that slightly exactly was stolen from the other worlds and planets and shipped off to planet Earth in order for the human race, in order for the rest of the human science and the alien scientists to study it up close, which was quietly stolen and smuggled through the laboratory of Chicago at the time, when it was smuggled by a supervillain who actually exactly sneaked in and pretended to be a doctor and gratefully exactly took it and stole it. And exactly during at that time, Stillface and the new operative and the other operatives presented the dark crystal to the members of the Order of the Five, and Dark Rann was present in the video audience as well at that time, and very successfully happy that the dark crystal has began its regenerative properties and powers are began to exactly mysteriously show as well at the time. On the 20th of May, the members of the Order of the Five staged a very, 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 very big, but not very big classical raid on the secret scientific scientific laboratories of the Shadow Empire, warlords on the Shadow Empire's warlords on the Shadow Empire's secretive bases in operation on the off-world, on the off-world, on the off-world, on the off-world planets and civilization, where they were able to exactly take all the genetics experiments that are quietly kept in hyper sleep in stasis cryo freeze genetic pods, where the supernatural army of soldiers and monsters and creatures and beings that were highly been experimented by the Shadow Empire warlords and the dark druids and the dark magic users kept these unethical experiments of these supernatural beings and aliens and these hybrids in cryo freeze genetic pods in order for them to remain asleep for many centuries, for them to be highly active and to be highly awakened, so that the Shadow Empire could use these creatures as weapons, so that they can begin laying total waste to the rest of the Fornician hunters. Regardless of the less, the members of the Order of the Five staged a raid and took all the unethical experiments and everything else along with it, and Dark Rann was very quietly present with the rest of the members of the Order of the Five, as Dark Rann exactly told the other rest of the members of the Order of the Five that these experiments could be very, very useful, and that the rest of these armies could exactly pose a very great useful ideal for them and for the organization's future goals and plans for when the real sacred dark war begins to reemerge, which will soon exactly begin to reemerge, as the other members successfully agreed that they'll be taking everything within the cryogenetic free stasis pods and exactly concealing them and hiding their new powered supernatural and alien superhuman army far away from the Fornician hunters, so that they can never actually locate or try to find them by magic or by science or by any way as possible. And Dark Rann was quietly present during the staging of the raid at that time as well. On the 9th of April, the Master Shadow held up a video conference with the members of the Order of the Five, and Dark Rann was quietly present during the video conference held by Master Shadow, where Master Shadow completely congratulated Blacksport on his great work and his great sufficiency and his greatest mission in commanding and taking charge of the mission and of his destiny as well at the time, telling him that he has done a very remarkable job at the assignment that he was supposed to be able to fulfill, and Dark Rann was quietly present during the video conference as well at the time. On the 15th of April, Dark Rann was quietly present during the video audience when the members of the Order of the Five held up a video audience in a meeting with the enforcer Stillface, who was exactly telling the members of the Order of the Five that his services have been recognized and that the other members of the Order of the Five gratefully recognizes his services, and they were very, very much appreciated due to his services and due to his work, and they still know exactly his place in the organization and are very, very grateful to have the enforcer by their side and also acting as the enforcer of the organization and of the secret society. Regardless of the less, Stillface was very completely happy to know that his masters value his place in the organization and are very, very thankful to exactly know that they're very appreciative of his place in the organization and are very, very, very grateful to have him by their services. And Dark Rann was quietly present during the video audience, during the video conference and audience of the rest of the other members of the Order of the Five, who completely exactly attending the meeting of the enforcer as well. On the 29th of May, Dark Rann met up with the dark magic users of the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, and the Dark Faithful on his asteroid base, where he exactly told them it's time for them to begin the next phase of their plan and the next stage of the operation, meaning in other words, it's time for them to test their dark powers and their dark abilities once again. They cannot exactly allow the Universal Prince and the members of the Order of the 12 to exactly take them as fools, especially the Order of Power and the new Lord of Magic and his associate. They cannot exactly take them lightly. The followers agreed with their master and with their leader that they completely agree with the leader that is saying that it's time for them to take a very much of a different approach and a different action at the matter as well. On the 15th of June, Dark Rann and his dark followers, known as the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, and the Dark Faithful, beginning a very powerful dark magical ritual of dark convergence on the ancient ruins of a powerful dark world and planet, where they secretly combined and infused their powers all together as one, as they were able to remain stronger and more highly invincible, and more highly invincible, and more highly invincible, and more highly greater than anything else. Regardless of the less, Dark Rann was very successfully pleased that he is more powerful and more stronger than anything else. That it's time for him to test his new might, his newfound power, and his newfound power and his new might against the Universal Magic Heroes and against Universal Magic Girl. And his followers successfully agreed with him on that. On the 20th of July, Dark Rann exactly decided the only way to drop the Universal Magic Heroes and Universal Magic Girl was for him to attack what the heroes exactly were protecting the most, which is quietly their weakness in protecting the innocent supernatural creatures and the aliens and the magical creatures and the superhumans in the process. To that end, he ordered his followers to begin besieging the entire magical planet with a dark magic in order to draw the heroes out, and it successfully exactly worked. As Universal Magic Girl and the Universal Magic Heroes began fighting up against the dark magic users, Universal Magic Girl focused her power and her abilities against Dark Rann, realizing that they both evenly matched against one another, and Dark Rann successfully gained the upper hand, and so did Universal Magic Girl, as both of them realize that they are both evenly matched and that their powers have also reached the omega stage of power and alpha and beta powers as well at the time as well. Dark Rann completely teleported himself, and so did the rest of his followers, and the rest of them were completely decimated during the battle as well. On the 15th of August, Master Shadow held up a video conference with the members of the Order of the Five, where Dark Rann was quietly present during the video conference, where Master Shadow exactly reassured the members of the Order of the Five that the plans successfully been in place and that it's time for them to begin the rightful mission and the rightful status quo of the organization, and everything else has been put in place and in action, and that everything else must take place and must begin taking its rightful place on the organization's goals and future goals. And Dark Rann successfully agreed, as all did the rest of the other members, as Golden Knight and Red Knight successfully agreed that it's time for them to begin their sole purpose and their mission once and for all, as they all completely agreed on that. On the 16th of September, the members of the Order of the Five secretly convened on another powerful dark crystal temple, which was quietly relocated in an unknown magical world and planet, where they were able to exactly convene secretly, where the goddess of life began to exactly ask Master Shadow and the rest of the other members that is everything else going to exactly fall according to plan. Master Shadow exactly reassured the members of the Order of the Five, and also reassured Queen, the goddess of life, that everything else would gladly exactly take place as well, and that the plan had been successfully been arranged the way they're supposed to be. Regardless of the less, the goddess of life exactly told Master Shadow that the plan may now begin to proceed the way it was intended to. On the 17th of September, the members of the Order of the Five reconvene again, and Dark Rann was part of the meeting this time, where the Goddess of Life and Master Shadow and the other members completely learned that the Universal Heroes and the Universal World and the World Heroes had become a major threat to their goals and to their plans, and that they learned the hard way they can never be underestimated, regardless of the other point. Dark Rann also exactly pointed out that the Universal Magic Heroes and the Universal Magic Girl also pose a greater threat to their long-term plans and also to their goals, regardless of them interfering to their mission and also to everything else. They also successfully agreed that they've learned the hard way from their previous failures and from their previous failures in the encounters and from the encounter with these sacred heroes, with these sacred superheroes and these beings who have exactly thought of the operation and their long-term plans and goals in the past that cannot exactly happen again. As Master Shadow exactly began to agree with that, and so did the rest of the other members of the Order of the Five, who completely agreed with that. Until then, elderly Granny exactly revealed herself from the shadows, where Dark Rann was completely exposed from the light, as the rest of the other members of the Order of the Five completely revealed themselves, as elderly Granny exactly reassured the members of the Order of the Five that she had a very master evil plan put in place, and that all she has to do is exactly begin to orchestrate it to make sure that the world heroes and the universal heroes gladly take the bait, and that she will purposely deal with them herself in any other way. Dark Rann was quietly reassured, and so were the rest of the other members of the Order of the Five as well, in taking elderly Granny's reassurance that she has a plan in place to deal with these powerful superheroes and to wipe them out for good this time as well. On the 29th of October, on the 29th of October, Dark Rann exactly began meditating on his secret dark crystal chambers alone, where there are where there are powerful dark and mysterious statues and figures of the previous dark sisters, of the previous most powerful dark ancient witches, of the dark sisters and of the light sisters, and of the winds and of the dark druids who lived during ancient time, and of the greatest statue of all statue, the statue of the king of darkness and of the fallen as well, were in the center, and the two of them were in the middle, as the rest of the other ancient statues of the ancient creatures and beings and powerful dark magic users were also at the upper centers and corners of the dark crystal chamber. Dark Rann exactly continued to focusing his meditation, his power, and his abilities as well during at that time. On the 20th of November, Dark Rann exactly met up with one of the Dark Sisters on an ancient powerful crystal cave, where one of the Dark Sisters exactly promised Dark Rann that she'll provide him all the intimate knowledge of all the secrets of shadow energy and all the intimate knowledge of the dark arts. Dark Rann exactly told the Dark Sister there's no need for him to exactly know more about the secrets of the dark arts when he has quietly mastered them all completely. But the Dark Sister exactly told Dark Rann that there's more to it than anything else ever before. Dark Rann was quietly taken aback as he told the Dark Sister what is he willing to propose and what is he willing to offer in return for this forbidden knowledge and techniques of dark magic. The Dark Sister told Dark Rann all that she requires is a powerful dark magical pendant of a dark crystal heart pendant, which was quietly passed down during her sisters on the ancient times, when the Shadow Sisters and the Shadow Witches exactly gave each other dark and powerful crystals, which were very able to harness the power of creating a powerful magical invisible, making them quietly apparently invisible to anyone else's eyes, in order for them to actually live on the other worlds and other planets without them being noticed, or without them being noticed and being seen, in other words exactly. Dark Rann exactly agreed that he will exactly give her the dark crystal pendant. In return, he will exactly trade her with the infinite knowledge of dark magic's powers and the shadow secrets of shadow energy that he's willing to offer. The Dark Sister told Dark Rann that there's more than that she can even offer more to Dark Rann, as she told him that she can offer him the secrets of the energy dark spell ultimate power that Witchcaster is willing to exactly set her eyes and set her gaze and her eyes upon, in order to obtaining that power for herself and using it to decimate the universal heroes once and for all, which he can also benefit from that. Dark Rann was very quite mysteriously proud, mysteriously very highly convinced, as he told the Dark Sister how to find this dark energy spell ultimate power, so he can also obtain it and use it for himself as well, and also to use his power to decimate and wipe out the universal heroes in the process. The Dark Sister told her there are many ways to getting it, and there are more ways to actually requiring it. And here are those ways, as the two of them traded secrets and traded intelligence on each other as well. On the 15th of December, Dark Rann and the dark magic users began creating powerful dark magic orbs on another powerful dark ancient crystal temple, which was quietly relocated on another ancient magical world, on another ancient magical dimension, which was quietly far off the other known universe and it was also quietly far away from the sacred universe and from the sacred universe's sacred dimensions as well, and also close by, and also close to proximity to the pocket dimensions, and also to the dark dimension itself as well. During at the time, they created a powerful dark magical orbs of dark magic in order to see exactly what the enemies and forces were planning, and together they decided to absorb and harness the power of the dark magic orbs, which made them more powerful and more mysteriously very much immortal and very parallel, with granting them actually parallel dark magic and more powers of the dark arts and the powers of creating dark holograms of themselves at will, in order to project themselves or expose themselves to the operatives in the process. On the 20th of January, Dark Rann exactly met up with Master Shadow in his headquarters of the Order of the Five Central Headquarters and told Master Shadow that he was able to begin his delectable quest and is willing to proceed with it according to plan the way it was intended to be. Master Shadow exactly told Doc Rann that the organization's goals will still proceed going forward, and the Order of the Fives and the secret ancient and the ancient secret society known as the Order of the Fives goals will still successfully bear fruit. And Doc Rann successfully agreed with that he's willing to make sure that the organization's goals and the secret society's goals successfully bear fruit, as long as he will benefit from it as well. As the both of them exactly remarked of their partnership and how they remain friends and how they remain friends and allies and how they remain friends and associates many centuries ago when they were able to successfully meet during the ancient times as well. On the 15th of February, Doc Rann was quietly present during the video audience of the members of the Order of the Five held up by Master Shadow, as Master Shadow exactly reassured the members of the Order of the Five the plan has now been put in place and in action, and that everything else can gladly proceed the way it's intended to be. Regardless of the last, Doc Rann was successfully pleased that everything else is going out the way it's intended to be and the way it has to, and everything else can proceed accordingly. As the members of the Order of the Five exactly begin to tell themselves is that elderly Granny is not as truthfully and not as very much worthy with her words and of reassurance when she exactly mentioned that she'll deal with the problem herself. Instead, she betrayed them and backsided them at the back. Master Shadow reassured the members of the Order of the Five that elderly Granny's problem has been solved by their new partner and that everything else is going back according to plan, the way it's supposed to be. Dark Master and himself began to exactly resolve their little elderly Granny issue when elderly Granny began to jeopardize their future plans and their long-term plans and their long-term galactic plans for sole dominance and control over the sacred universe, stated to the members of the Order of the Five that now the plan can proceed accordingly and that the future of the sacred galactic war now lies within the new child of destiny, within a new child of destiny known as a child of prophecy, who is known by Charlie Starwood, who is a Four-Nation hunter who holds the key to the war's fate and victory, which could also depend on deciding on humanity's fate in the process for them to remaining the sole rulers of the cosmos. Dark Rann very much quietly believed that, as well as all the other members exactly quietly believed that as well during the video conference as well. On the 29th of March, Dark Rann exactly met up with Witchcaster on her central basis, on her central headquarters of her basis of operation, where Witchcaster wasn't exactly surprised or shocked to see Dark Rann exactly enter her basis of operation, and Witchcaster exactly told Dark Rann what is exactly willing to gain to harnessing the dark energy spell ultimate power for himself in order to using it to wipe out and exterminate the universal heroes. Dark Rann exactly told Witchcaster that he shares the same goals and the same common interests as she does as well, willing to benefit from the enemies being destroyed in order for them to remain the sole rulers of the sacred magic universe permanently this time. And if they can work together by putting aside their differences and combining their resources like they did with the members of the Order of the Five, by utilizing their resources, they can too benefit from that as well as they all exactly did. Westcaster quietly agreed that she learned quietly a thing or two when the original Lord of Magic secretly worked with Valak Hellfire and also colluded with the Zacchaeus Darkest back then in the ancient times and also many years ago. And the three of them exactly agreed that they share common interest to wanting to wipe out the supernaturals and the aliens and the superhumans in the process, and the Four-Nation hunters for them to have sole control in order to purifying the sacred world and the sacred universe and humanity from the monsters that are willing to destroy the sacred peace and harmony they were so destined to protect. Despite that, Witchcaster successfully agreed that she'll remain as an associate to Dark Rann, as also Dark Rann agreed that she'll also remain an associate to Witchcaster. But nevertheless, Witchcaster told Dark Rann that this is just personally for common interest and nothing less and nothing more to it. Dark Rann successfully agreed with her that that is exactly what's in it for him as well. Once he obtain and require the power that they both are seeking, they will split both ways and continue their goals in separate ways. But regardless, Dark Rann exactly told Witchcaster she should exactly think about their partnership and also about them when working as close associate as well. Witchcaster also exactly will also try to think about it, as Wishcaster told Dog Rann the same thing as well. On the 15th of March, Dog Rann completely held up a secretly convened with the Dark Sisters in a dark holographic hologram on a very powerful dark crystal cave where they all exactly met up together, concealing their identities in a very dark holographic shadowy figures where they were able to speak privately amongst themselves, where the Dark Sisters exactly told Dog Rann that he has done a very good job in convincing Witchcaster to join forces with him and aiding him with his respective goals and mission as well, in the process to aiding each other on the respective quest to harnessing the power of the dark energy spell. Darkman exactly asked the Dark Sisters why they're so eager to obtain the power of the dark energy spell ultimate power for themselves as well. The Dark Sisters told Darkman that they have no use for the dark energy spell ultimate power because it won't exactly hold any purpose to their goals or to their plans that they're willing to exactly successfully exactly begin to alter. And despite that, during the past events that the Dark Sisters were able to witness, the Dark Energy's ultimate power and give them the power that they're successfully searching for when they're searching for another power that could give them the ultimate regency and control and to manipulate events from behind the scenes without no one or anything expecting anything from happening that can easily point back to them. And the operatives will exactly remember to know their place in order to speak out or either rat them out about their secret identities. Dark Reigns can successfully agree with the Dark Sisters that exactly what they're willing to search for. The Dark Sisters told Dark Reign that that is none of his business. What exactly are they searching for? What exactly are they looking for? But the one Dark Sister promised Dark Reign that they will exactly split the unique power that they are willing to find and give it to him if he's willing to share some secrets on the order of the five his goals, on the order of the five goals plans, and also on its future long-term plans as well in the process. Darkwen successfully disagreed that the order of the five secret goals and plans lies to him and only to him, and that his obligation is to the organization and to the society, to no one else. Then the Dark Sisters told Dark Ren that their partnership and their association together is hereby extremely terminated with immediate effective immediately. Dark Ren exactly wasn't surprised as he told the Dark Sisters that sooner or later they will all meet each other when the huge dark sacred war begins to emerge of the prophesied child. The Dark Sisters were very surprised and very languished in happiness as they began to disappear during out their holograms as well. On the 20th of March, Dark Ren on the 20th, yes, on the 20th of March, Dark Ren was able to meet up with Master Shadow in his secret on his central headquarters of the basis of the Order of the Five and told him about the Dark Sisters' plans and goals, stated to him that the members of the Order of Power are definitely up to something very destructive and very highly powerful. Master Shadow exactly told Dark Ren that we know very well that the new Lord of Magic is willing to complete what the previous Lord of Magic failed to do, to continue the annihilation goal of exterminating the supernaturals and the aliens and the superhumans and the Four Nation Hunters still is about to proceed the way it was intended to be, regardless of the less. Master Shadow exactly told Dark Ren that they will still benefit from that. And either way, it'll be a win one way or another. And it's a win either way or another way. Because whether the Universal Heroes prevent that goal, or whether the new Lord of Magic and Lord Clay exactly pursue their goals and exactly succeed on their goals, it's a win. It's a win either way. Because they'll soon remain the sole rulers of the cosmos, and they will still exactly have played their hand in a part in controlling the sacred universe and the sacred world in the process, despite of the interference and despite of the thwarting of the United Heroes and of the Intergalactic Coalition, because they'll still have the power and the ability to controlling and manipulating events from behind the shadows and from behind the shadows of the sacred world, and that will still benefit them, and they'll still remain in power regardless of what exactly happens. So it's a win either way. Two forces of evil fighting against each other. One heroes are willing to stop the forces of evil from fighting against each other, and the others are willing to exactly conspire with one another and form powerful, formidable alliances, while the other ancient threats are willing to also to do the exact same thing in order to complete their ultimate goal. It's still a win either way. As Master Shadow said, it's still a win either way, because they'll also remain the sole dominant rulers of the cosmos and of the sacred universe as well. Dark Gwen was very reluctantly pleased and very much reassured that now he can begin with his secret plans and goals as well. On the 20th of April, Dark Gwen exactly met up with the with these dark followers of the dark magic users known as the dark druids and the dark witches and the dark faithful, and told them it's time to begin the interrogation of the captive of the captive Shadow Empire warlord and commander that they managed to catch during the great battle that he was able to lose against the Intergalactic Coalition that was able to wage on the 16th of February, which was quietly last year that exactly took place. And it's time for him to actually spill some secrets. The dark magic users agreed that that's exactly what they wanted to do. And he also told them that it's time for them to further their true purpose and goal right away. And they all successfully agreed on that as well. Despite that, guys, Dark Rann is completely immortal, very powerful, very mysterious, ancient dark magic users whose origins remains a total secret to himself and only to himself. According to the Four Nation Hunters, Dark Rann is a powerful, immortal dark magic user whose only goal and purpose and sole philosophy is to control and rule the sacred magic universe and the sacred magical worlds in the process so that he can harness the magical powers and the abilities from the magic schools and from the magic kingdoms so that he can remain the sole powerful, magnificent ruler of the magic dimension as well in that process. Regardless of the less, Dark Rann is extremely intelligent, very resourceful, very reluctant, and very, very ruthless, merciless, completely and very much ambitious, truly devoted to the ancient secret society of the Order of the Five Skulls and to its long-term plans and to its future goals, and very much obligated and very much solely much obligated to its obligation of the organization's obligation and goals as well, which he solely quietly believes in with all his might and power and heart as well. And he's willing to make sure the organization's goals successfully bears fruit, regardless of what happens. He's willing to make sure, even if he sacrifices his own plans and his future goals in the process, to making sure that his allies and his associates remains in power as well. Despite that, he's very skilled in teleportation, opening portals, mind controlling, telekinesis, the power of levitation, the power of regenerative healing, the power of super speed, and the power of mind control, and the power of deception, and the power of great manipulation, and the power of great interrogation, which he can also exactly project. He can also project a powerful dark astral projection of a black shadowy holographic hologram of himself as well in order to conceal his identity. Very skillful, very deceptive, and very intelligent and incredibly smart and very resourceful. Also maintains his usual basis of operations, such as his central headquarters, which is his ancient dark, powerful dark world, where his ancient dark crystal temple is exactly able to remain concealed by a powerful dark magical glamour of a barrier of magic, which also conceals the dark worlds, which also conceals the dark planet's location, so that no one can actually relocate it or try to locate it by using any type of origin of magic or power or light magic abilities, which can also keep it concealed from being relocated as well. He's very intelligent, very resourceful. He has a group of dark, powerful, mystic followers who follow him and who also believe that he's their sole leader, known as the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, and the Dark Faithful, who gratefully follow him at every turn, regardless of the length. He's solely and very much ambitious, and he's a very devoted member of the Order of the Five, solely believes in its goals and also its purpose and its philosophy and also its mission in deciding the fate of humanity. And he learns the hard way to never again underestimate the universal hero's abilities in thwarting his operation and his successful long-term plans as well in the process. And he also learns the hard way to never underestimate Universal Magic Girl and the Universal Magic Heroes, who are his greatest and most powerful nemesis and his enemies, which he learned the hard way to never again take them lightly. Due to his low gravity and due to his immortality, he is able to gain powerful experiences due to him living in ancient times and to many centuries, that the evolution of the sacred world's creatures and beings needs to adapt and also needs to evolve. And he also believes he's quietly destined himself in order to rule it, and he's also quietly believing he's destined in order to rule it and also to control it and also to obtain its power, so that he can also remain the sole ruler of the sacred magic dimension and of the sacred magic universe in the process. He's very much ambitious, totally merciless, cruel, and very, very, very ruthless in nature. He's totally powerful, very mysteriously ancient, and very, very, very gratefully skilled in the dark arts and in dark magic, and exceptionally skilled in his power. Also very, very, very a powerful tactician and a very, very powerful strategist, forming powerful, formidable alliances with other super criminals in order for them to utilize their resources for his ultimate goals and for his ultimate plans, so he can also remain the sole ruler of the sacred magic universe in a process. Regardless of the less, Dark Rann is solely obligated to his obligation to the organization's goals, mission, purpose, and as well as long-term plans, to making sure that they remain the sole rulers of the sacred universe and of the sacred world. He is a member of the Order of the Five, an ancient secret society that was formed many, many centuries ago during ancient times by the most powerful, formidable original members of the society many centuries ago. And he believes in its goals and its mission, and its purpose as well. Solely obligated, well devoted, and well trained in dark arts and in dark magic. Very skillful and very manipulative and very powerful and deadly. Not meant to be underestimated. Well, guys, that's it for today's episode. That's it for today's episode. I'll exactly see you tomorrow as well at the exact same time and place as well. Have a wonderful, blessed day, and may God protect you and keep you all safe. Like and subscribe and take care. Appreciate your support. Keep watching, and keep viewing my videos from YouTube and also from TikTok. Have a blessed day. Stay safe and stay happy. Bye. Bye.